Game, the home team, Oldham, will be playing Warrington. Quickly through the teams, I'll start with the away team first. Now taking the field, we'll line up Lee Penny, Mark Forster, Alan Bateman, Jonathan Davis, Paul Williamson, Kevin Ellis, Greg Mackey, Captain Bob Jackson, John Thursfield, Roland Phillips, Paul Cullen, Gary Sanderson and Kelly Shelford. On the bench today, newly recalled to the Great Britain squad, 14 Mike Gregory and 15 Gary Chambers. With that, straight into Peter Tunks' Oldham, lining up Wally Gibson, Charlie McAllister, Sean Irwin, Darren Abram, David Jones, Paul Toppin, Martin Crumpton, Tiny Solomona, Paul Groves, Ian Sherratt, Captain Bob Lindner, Andy Goodway and Mike Kuwiti. Subbing today for Oldham, David Bradbury and Craig Richards. Today's match official made the trip from Whitehaven is Mr. Steve Nicholson, who became the first grade official last year. As I've said, it's game 4 this season. Warrington have won 2 games, Oldham just the 1. I'm competing with the Rugby League's only nuclear crowd announcer. With that, players to look for on the Oldham team, obviously. 26 caps for the Kangaroos, Bob Lindner, Andy Goodway, ex-Wigan and Leeds. Plenty of power in the pack today for Oldham. Warrington 6 are finally getting some good press, been putting out some good performances. I would say that today's game will be decided in the forwards. Warrington may have the slight advantage in the backs. Look today for Martin Crumpton, ex-Warrington player. Got fed up after spending a year in the Alliance at Central Park as recently joined the Oldham club. The Warrington players have lots of admiration for him. They know if you give him space, he'll kill you. Kevin Ellis is starting the game today for the first time for a while for Brian Johnson's Warrington club. Big things are expected at Wilderspool this season. The team have been on the verge of something magical in recent weeks. Today's game cannot be overstressed, the importance. Not many teams will come here to the Watersheddings and enjoy themselves. An away win for Brian Johnson's men would set them up just nice for next week's encounter, but more of that later. So early on, kick-off time. Healthy crowd building up here at the Watersheddings. We've got bright sunshine. The wind is coming from behind our commentary position. It's slightly right to left on your screens. The ball's blown over. We are starting late here at the Watersheddings. Warrington, of course, lost there last season when Oldham were in the 2nd division in the Lancashire Cup. Enough of that. We're underway. Kick goes long. Tidied up at the back. I believe that is Paul Cullen. Attacking the quarter line. Big run from Cullen there. Put away by 9, Paul Groves. Spent many years at Knowsley Road. There's Mackey. Feeds inside. Ellis feeds on. Lee Penny cropping up in the line. Darren Abram wearing 4, involved in the tackle. So Warrington starting from deep. Here's Roland Phillips. 3 players involved in the tackle. Sherratt wearing 10. Roland Phillips has earned his jersey in the first team the hard way at Wilderspool. There's Mackey with his knee strapped. Gary Sanderson takes a hit from Tiny Solomona, one of the better forwards in the RFL today. There's Bob Jackson with a broken finger, Warrington skipper. Andy Goodway involved in the tackle. So Jackson playing the ball. It is kick time. Jonathan Davis goes right-footed, long and central. Tidied up in the Oldham quarter by David Jones. Tackle breaks out on the quarter line involving Roland Phillips. These 2 teams so evenly matched, the proverbial commentator's tenor won't know where to put it today. There's a big run midfield, Ellis on the tackle. So it's a short side runner, Ian Sherratt wearing 10. Bringing a roar out from the Watersheddings faithful. There's a dummy run round the short side. Clearing run there, that is Bob Lindner. One of the world leaders in Rugby League. There's your first penalty for not retiring to the Oldham team. So penalties go 1-0. Had the usual early round of kicks long into the opposing quarters. Ball has been amongst the big boys. Wind picking up again. Toppin goes for touch. Paul Toppin spent many years at League Club, now making his way at Oldham. So Paul Groves then wearing 9. will set the game in motion. Crompton releases. Charlie McAllister, strong running right wing. Thursfield on the tackle, goes through Crompton. Sherritt, our match official, whistles again. Repeat of the first penalty. Penalties go 2-0. This is kickable. Steve Nicholson, match official, making sure that he will keep the players apart. The way the game is balanced today, that's probably no bad thing. So this will result in topping in the second minute, roughly 19 metres out, probably 13 metres to the left of the uprights as he looks. As I've said, the wind's coming from behind our commentary position, slightly against the kicker. Sunny day at the Watershed Inns. So topping then, with the chance to put the Oldham club 2 points up. Approaches, strong wind blowing, and is successful. Score goes, third minute, Warrington 0, Oldham 2.
All topping.
So that results in second penalty of the afternoon goes over the post from Topping. It's Oldham 2, Warrington 0. Sun's gone in, wind's picking up. Jonathan Davis will restart. Defensive chase is on. Paul Cullen first there, exacts the tackle. Oldham then pin back on their own quarter line. There's a big run midfield. McAllister again. Crowd certainly come to life when he's in possession, so it's Groves for Solomona, misses out Solomona. That's Andy Goodway, many years at Wigan, many years at Leeds, now at Oldham. Groves throws left, big tackle midfield. Bob Lindner feeling the force there. Bob Jackson was involved. Here's Martin Crompton, feeds loose forward Mike Kuiti, sign from Rochdale. Paul Groves has ended up in possession. We have a whistle for a rollover. Warrington starting from the half. That's Kelly Shelford, Kevin Ellis, Paul Williamson takes the tackle of Topping and McAllister. Ellis wearing 6, throws inside for Paul Cullen. Cullen head down, battling hard. Sherritt on the job. Thursfield acting hard. Look for Mackey. No option for Mackey. Takes a tackle of Tiny Solomona. Score 2-0. There's Roland Phillips going central. Looks for runners, none available. Plenty of bump and grind midfield then at this stage. Long Greg Mackey pass for Kevin Ellis. Ellis feeding Davis. Davis ghosts inside, makes the quarter line. Warrington will take the ball into the Oldham red zone momentarily. Bateman wearing 3. Runners everywhere. It's Shelford. Feeds for Cullen. Lee Penny has the overlap. Penny looking to get inside. Penny does a marvellous job, stays in field. Warrington's travelling supports on the toes. Lee Penny's took an injury to the small of his back. Looks to be unable to make the play the ball. Steve Nicholson, match official, stops the clock. As I've said already, I would expect the two forwards to be evenly matched. Warrington may have the edge out wide. Have to see as the game progresses. Warrington do not need to lose Lee Penny at this point. He does not look to be in good shape, however. So Gary Sanderson will play the ball. Lee Penny's off the park. Warrington down to 12. It's Shelford. Mackey. Mackey goes to the boot. Possession for Oldham. Bob Lindner there, dropping on the ball. Well, we've got another whistle. I'm just waiting for everyone to sort themselves out. Penalty for Oldham. Well, I missed that. Steve Nicholson didn't. Penalties are 3-0. Long touch kick at our camera position. Oldham will have 6 tackles from 14 metres shy of the half. It's Groves. Crompton. Sean Irwin wearing 3. Hammered. Bob Jackson, crash tackle. Ball goes midfield. Tiny Solomona. Sanderson involved there with Thursfield. Ball goes left side. Ian Sherritt. But Warrington's defence in recent weeks has been outstanding. There's an example of it. Oldham losing yards. It's Crompton once again. Goes through Andy Goodway. Super run coming in there. Goodway looking to unload, unable to do so. Skillboy error, possession for the Wire. Davis plays the ball. Bit of kerfuffle at the play the ball. Ends up with ex-Thato Heath player Gary Sanderson. Warrington stacking up deep right. It's Greg Mackey. Roland Phillips. Head of steam up. Solomona in the tackle. Jonathan Davis has now taken a knock. Meanwhile, Bob Jackson is in possession. Big tackle upon Bob Jackson there, involving just about everybody. Jonathan Davis is okay. Game progressing. Look for Greg Mackey. Has Sanderson outside him. Sanderson's the dummy runner. Good defence from Oldham there. Knock on. Expect ridiculous decision. Commentator bemused by that. Penalties go 4-0. So we've now played 8 minutes of football. We've had 4 penalties. Topping will go to touch. Wind whipping in once again. We had blue skies at the kick-off. It's going grey. 10 metres picked up from the right foot of Topping. So Groves with the restart for Crumpton. Long ball, midfield. Tiny Solomona. There's a mouthful for you. Keeping hold. Ball comes out. That would be a needless penalty. Should be a knock-on awarded. Steve Nicholson is awarding the scrum. Advantage will go to the Warrington club. First scrum of the afternoon then. I will preempt matters, mark down the scrum 1-0 for Warrington. And the commentator's wrong. Martin Crumpton's away. Midfield, so the first scrum of the afternoon against the head. It's 1-0 for the Oldham club. There's a ball knocked out. Paul Cullen doing what he does best. Comes up in possession. Well, Oldham throwing away a chance of 6 tackles there. There's Goodway on the tackle. It's getting hot in midfield amongst the forwards. There's Gary Sanderson. Tiny Solomona comes in. Upstairs. Ball's played. Roland Phillips sprinting central. Gang defence from Peter Tunks's Oldham club. Here's Mark Forster. Had a good game last week against St Helens. Different matter today. Being held down in the tackle. Crowd are waking up. Here's Davis. Look for the rangefinder. Duly supplied. Right-footed kick. Going deep into the Oldham red zone. Wally Gibson wearing 1. Comes out at speed. Makes a quarter. Super effort from Gibson there. So there's the wingman, David Jones, wearing 5. It's a stalemate job, midfield. There's the runners. Bob Linder. Brilliant tackle exacted there. Paul Cullen. Ball comes our way. Tiny Solomona. Plus for runners. Finds one. Kuwaiti unloads for Groves. Too much traffic midfield. Super Rugby League played there. Big credit goes to Kuwaiti. So, Oldham cross the half. It's Sherratt going central. Thursfield in the tackle. It's kick time then for the Ruffians. Topping, supplies, right-footed. Into the red zone. Ball sits up nicely. Lee Penny, recovered from his knock. Sets off on the run, finds a yard and goes. Big effort, Lee Penny there. Makes the quarter line. So Warrington then coming away from the quarter line. That's Alan Bateman. Oldham dropping back the required 10. There's a run midfield. Mark Forster. Sherratt involved in the tackle. Just the 2 points in the game. That one successful penalty. Here is Roland Phillips getting shot at tacklers. Thursfield acting half. Warrington stack up deep right. Here's Sanderson looking at the half, makes it. It is kick time then for Brian Johnson's men in their green and white stripes this season. Here's Mackey. Goes to the boot. I'm looking for the 6 more tackles sign. It has not been produced. Roland Phillips makes a half. Now we get the 6 more tackles. Much of the disgust of the Oldham faithful. Roland Phillips goes central, taking big shots. So Warrington then, 5 tackles to go, 14 metres inside the Oldham half. It's Sanderson, head down sprinting. Roar coming out from the left hand end of the ground. There's a penalty for interference in the tackle. Penalties go, let's have a look, 4-1. I don't know if you caught that comment from the Oldham supporters below us. They weren't impressed with that decision. Jonathan Davis then will look to square the game. We'll consult the clock in the 13th minute. Our match official is making his intentions clear. He wants the sides the full 20 apart at the play of ball, and he wants no lying on in the tackle. Penalty count 4-1. Jonathan Davis is roughly 31 metres out and central. Would expect Jonathan Davis to be successful. Gary Chambers on the bench today for the Warrington club, now recovered enough from his rib cartilage injury sustained at Headingley. Wind picking up, it's a gusty wind today at Watershed Inns. Slightly across the field as Davis looks, should have no problem. Would make the game 2 apiece. Usual barracking coming in. Davis going through his routine then. Approaches and is successful. So in the 13th minute, the game goes 2-all. So all of that results in restart at the half. Not seen any of the flyers released so far in this Stones Bitter game. Topping restarts then, goes long. Greg Mackey feels it like a mid-off. Releases Cullen. Cullen looks at the quarter, sprints hard. 3-man tackle upon Cullen there. Ball crosses the quarter. It's Kelly Shelford sprinting wide. Here's Williamson. Williamson takes big tackles there. McAllister involved. Super run, Kelly Shelford. Here's Sanderson. Looks at Lindner, takes the tackle. Here's Bob Jackson missed out for Roland Phillips. Roland Phillips going central, picking up good yardage running. Ball's come out in the tackle. Steve Nicholson has not missed it. Will give us our second scrum of the afternoon. Scrum count presently, remember, the 1-0 for the scrum that went against the head. Here's a scrum right in front of our commentary position. Chance for you to gauge the power in the packs. 2 good packs on duty today. Plenty of internationals scattered about in there. So scrums go 2-0. Oldham with a chance to launch the runners. That's Topping keeping hold midfield. Ellis on the tackle. There's Crumpton. Warrington coming up quickly on the defensive charge. There's number 12, Andy Goodway. Gets the ball away as well. Topping's gone. Topping's away. Topping has got his head back. Lee Penny puts a stop to that. Assisted by Paul Cullen. What a tackle. Oldham with the foot on the gas. That's Crompton. Long, risky ball. It's bounced. Paul Williamson sniffing. Oldham keep possession. Giving up big yardage there, showing their intentions. They want to release the flyers. There's Irwin, Sean Irwin. Ankle tap Bob Jackson. It is kick time then. Oldham should have done better from where they were. Crumpton puts in the grubber. Crumpton will score. Well, I wasn't so sure from here. I'm not so sure that Crumpton got the hand on the ball. Match official, Steve Nicholson is. There's your first try in the 16th minute from Martin Crumpton. Well, there you saw, there was a scrum awarded, tackles were used up, the ball bobbled about on this near touchline, 2 more tackles. Martin Crumpton was allowed the space, put the kick into the in-goal area. You have a look on your videos, did he make contact? Steve Nicholson awards a try, gives us a score of 6-2. So all that, after ex-Wire player, Crumpton's try results in Paul Topping, 17 metres out, 9 to the right of the post as he looks. We have a present score of 6-2. We now have a score of 8-2 for the Oldham club in the 17th minute. So that the first try in the game will result in Jonathan Davis restarting from the half. Full score in the game now. Got to be a bit of a doubt about that score, whatever. In rugby league that happens. In the course of the season they will balance themselves out. There's a restart from Davis. McAllister cleaning up in goal. Warrington's defensive chase is on the job. Gary Sanderson midfield on the tackle. Paul Groves is acting half for Oldham. Throws left. Tackle breaks out again on the quarter line. Here's Solomona, Western Samoan forward. Shelford on the tackle there. Oldham looking sharp at this point. That's Andy Goodway wearing 12. Taking a big tackle. There's Crumpton. Bob Lindner going central. It's kick time once again for the Oldham club. Look for Toppin to kick. Right-footed. Kicks at Paul Williamson. Williamson trapping the ball. Sets off on the run. Takes a tackle from Sean Irwin wearing 3. Sunshine again at the watershed ends. Kerfuffle at the play the ball. Warrington regained possession. 6 more tackles. If there's any rule what's changing in the rugby league rule book, it's kicking at the play the ball. It's asking for trouble. However, there's Roland Phillips. 4 forwards at Roland Phillips there, including Lindner. There's a runner, Bob Jackson, going central, sees a yard, breaks a half. Once again, here's Greg Mackey for Kevin Ellis. Shelford in possession. Shelford goes. Shelford feeds Williamson. Williamson throws inside. There's nobody home. Match official, quite rightly, adjudges the ball went forward. Warrington trying to release the wingman there. Oldham's cover defence up to the job. We will now have the 3rd scrum of the afternoon. Scrum count should go 3-0. There is the scrum. Julie goes 3-0. Wally Gibson cropping up from fullback wearing 1. There's Mike Kuiti. 3 tacklers put him away, involving Jackson and Shelford. Ball is with the big boys. Lindner's almost away. Ankle tap Kelly Shelford. Put a stop to that. Groves. Crumpton. Sherritt. Roland Phillips in the tackle. Oldham picking up big yardage. Here's Crumpton. Solomona. Keeps Old, goes central. Is battered. Plays the ball there. Martin Crumpton's got it in his grasp. Has runners, throws it nowhere. Mark Forster, it's a foot race. Mark Forster kicks the ball out of play. Well, there's a bit of relief for the Warrington club. A different roll on the ball there. We may have had a try on the ball for the Warrington club. All results in a scrum, 10 metres in the Oldham half. We'll consult the clock. We are now 21 minutes into the first half. Quarter of the game gone already. Just the 1 try after 16 from Crumpton. Score reading 8-2. Scrum forming. Far side of the field. There's a bit of argy-bargy in the scrum. Scrum count goes 4-0. Tackle breaks out midfield. Warrington drop back the required 10. Here are the runners. It's Kuiti. Super tackle Paul Cullen. 5 tackles to go for Oldham then. Ball crosses the half. It's with Abram. Connection Sean Irwin. Breaks tackles. Looks to go. Greg Mackey on the job. Paul Cullen involved in the tackle. So there's the runners midfield. Lindner. Sloppy ball. Crumpton tidies up. So we have Paul Groves, Andy Goodway. Just one man drives from the Oldham club at the moment. It is kick time then for the home team. Peter Tunks' his men. Going long, it's Irwin. Lifts a midfield bomb. Anybody's ball, Alan Bateman. Welsh international. We have a knock to Bob Jackson, Warrington skipper. Meanwhile, Mark Forster takes a tackle from Toppin and So Warrington then, 10 metres short of the half. Williamson will play the ball for Thursfield. Here's Paul Cullen. 12 full years in top-class rugby league. What an achievement. Tackle there by Tiny Solomona. Here's Shelford. Looking for the half. Can't make it. Unloads for Thursfield. Crosses the half. Solomona in the tackle again. Game settling down now somewhat. It's kick time. Jonathan Davis kicks at the corner flag. That will not make it. Ball will go out. In goal will give us a tap start on the quarter. Wind still gusting. Sunshine still at the watershed inns. Warrington currently lying fourth in the first division. A game behind Wigan and Bradford. Solomona meanwhile wearing 8 on a clearing run. There's Ian Sherritt wearing 10. Just a one-man drive until Oldham get within striking distance, and we'll probably see the kick. There's a super run midfield. Bob Lindner. So Oldham then looking to release the Flyers. There's Wally Gibson throwing inside, and the ball goes out. Oldham then looking to release the Flyers right below us. There's another chance for you to gauge the power of the two sets of 6 out there. Will be our 5th scrum of the afternoon. Scrum count currently 4-0. I'll take the risk again. I'll pencil this in as a Warrington scrum. Last time I did that, it went to the Oldham club. Mackie will feed. Better scrum this time. Here's Williamson. Releases Davis. Davis nowhere to go. Hammered. So then, ball goes far side for Gary Sanderson. Sanderson going hard, picking up good yardage. Oldham being pushed further and further back. Here's Greg Mackey. Feeds for Shelford, for Paul Cullen. Cullen's moving, lifts a kick. It's a clever kick. It's a difficult one to defend. Ball goes out. Well, Warrington then unveiling an attacking option at last. Consult the clock. 25th minute now. Will be Oldham's feed at the scrum. Expect the scrum count to go 5-1. After that flurry of penalties in the first few minutes, we've settled down to some absorbing rugby league. Here come Oldham then, scrums out 5-1. Tackle round the base of the scrum, tackles are being missed. Greg Mackey puts a stop to that running move. I'm not so sure that David Jones enjoyed that. I think the award will be for high arm in the tackle. Steve Nicholson stopping the clock. I would hope, well, I would pray that no cards are produced at this stage. It's 100 lines in the headmaster's study then only. Let's have a look at the pens. They go 6-1.
Come on, now, down the road.
So the ball is 10 metres shy of the half. 6 tackles to go. Oldham in possession. Cullen involved in the tackle. Just a 1 try up to now in this Stones Bitter game. Tiny Solomona's looking to instigate another. There's a whistle for not getting back. Well, match officials closer to the action than I am. He sees fit to award a penalty as the wind gusts again. Let's have a look. Penalties are 7-1. Somewhat lopsided penalty count. We've got a substitution taking place.
Number 8 leaves the field.
Solomona leaves.
Replaced by number 14, David Bradbury.
David Bradbury from Wakefield has come onto the park for number 8, Tiny Solomona. Now here's a difficult decision. Difficult kick with the wind that is blowing. Paul Toppin has already been successful twice. 1 penalty, 1 conversion. Look at the clock again. 27th minute now. Score reading, Oldham 8, Warrington 2. This has never been a lucky place for Warrington to visit when you look back through the match records. However, all that's history. Topping then, maybe 13 metres inside the Warrington half, fairly central. Wind is gusting. Could be a good 2 points for Oldham if they went over, put them more than a full score in front. So here he goes. Sounds to me, from the reaction of the crowd, the kick is good. In the 27th minute, it's Oldham 10, Warrington 2.
12, Gary Sanderson leaves the field and is replaced by number 14, Mike Gregory.
Well, there you have a score, 10 points to 2. Newly recalled to the Great Britain squad, Mike Gregory has come onto the park wearing 14. Gary Sanderson, who was wearing 12, has had to leave. Would assume that's tactical. There's the restart. Crowd shout for a knock-on. Never was in a month of Sundays. Charlie McAllister comes out on the run. Looks a strong runner to me. Gregory getting in his first tackle there. Crompton switches play. Ball crosses the quarter line. 8 points in the game then. 12 minutes to the half. There's Sherratt. There's a run midfield. It's Goodway in possession. Warrington on the back foot as the sun comes out from behind the clouds again. There's Lindner running hard, running strong. Sean Irwin wearing 3. Davis on the tackle. It's Groves. Kick time. Topping goes right-footed. Kicks at Mark Forster. Forster takes possession. Midway inside the red zone. Elects to keep hold of the ball. Takes no risk. Lee Penny acting half. On a short clearing run. Makes the quarter line. Here's Gregory. Unable to break the advantage line. Bradbury involved in the tackle. There's Paul Cullen, having a big game so far. Running across field, feeds Bob Jackson. Jackson looking for options. He elects to go central. No support forthcoming inside him, which is where he wanted it. Here's Mike Gregory. Switches passes with John Thursfield. Greg Mackey keeps it alive. Kevin Ellis caught in possession by Bradbury. Bradbury on the tackle there. It's kick time. Jonathan Davis creates the space to supply the kick. Kicks at wingman David Jones. Takes the ball, no worries. Crosses the quarter line. So once again it's the chess game. 4 to 5 drives in the kick into the opposing quarter. It's Oldham on attack. Big run midfield. David Bradbury. Hush crowd here at the Watershed Inns. Tactical game going on for everybody to enjoy at this point. Ball's coming our way, short side. Davis involved in the tackle with Cullen. And Bob Jackson. So, there's Crompton. Goes midfield for Ian Sherratt. Tackle's missed. Sherratt still alive. Unloads. It's Paul Groves. Unloads. It's Wally Gibson from fullback. Super play from the Oldham club there. Oldham are buzzing. As soon as the commentator speaks, the ball is coughed up. It was a knock-on. Big shouts of derision away from our left, where most of the supporters are gathered. Match official quite clearly correct. It's a turnover. There's Ellis, back in the first team. Lee Penny, crunch tackle there. Needless whistle. Andy Goodway can quite rightly feel aggrieved there. Whatever. Match official, different angle than mine. Penalties go 7-2 in favour of Oldham. But much needed respite for the wire. Jonathan Davis picks up 17 metres maybe with the kick. I'll look at the onboard computer. Less than 9 minutes to the half. Warrington could do with a score of some sort. Close the game down. Roland Phillips is doing his best to supply it. 8 points in the game. 5 tackles to go. It's in the red zone. It's Mackey. Mike Gregory steams onto the ball. 10 metres to go. 4 tackles to go. 8 in the game. Warrington pressing hard. Here's Mackey. Jinking midfield. Nothing doing there. Sherratt on the tackle. Warrington with personnel left and right. It's our side. It's a super tackle, Martin Crompton. Well, Warrington had personnel lined up. Crompton put a stop to that. Shelford acting half. Long ball for Ellis. Bateman, the try line is begging. Lee Penny attacks. I'm looking for a sign. Tackled in goal. Super handling move there. Look to me from here. A yawning overlap. Alan Bateman drew the cover. Lee Penny tackled in goal. Advantage at the scrum will go to the wire. I believe we have a substitution from the Warrington club. Number 8 board being held up. I'll just get my breath back. That would indicate that Bob Jackson is having to leave the park. Gary Chambers back on the field. Chambers wearing 15 on. Jackson wearing 8 off. So Warrington take the scrum. There's a sloppy ball. Warrington spurning a chance there. Scrum went to the Warrington club. Well, there's a needless whistle again. Another penalty. Penalty's 8-2, scrum's 5-2. It's all going Oldham's way at this point. So nothing going Warrington's way at this point. Meanwhile, Paul Groves restarts for Crompton. Goes midfield for Andy Goodway. Big hits upon Goodway. Gary Chambers getting in his first tackle. Oldham keeping it midfield, keeping it amongst the big boys. They must feel that their forwards have the upper hand. We shall see. There's Crompton. There's Paul Toppin on the run. Super tackle upon Toppin there. Bateman on the tackle. Ball's coming inside. It's Sherratt. Breaks the half. Looks for support. Well, there is a knock-on. Roland Phillips would have been away if he'd have taken possession there. Correction, it's not Phillips, it's Paul Cullen. We'll have yet another scrum. Right on the half. Advantage at the scrum will go to the home team. Scrums will go 6-2. Score is 10-2. Let's have a look at the clock. Less than 6 minutes to the hooter then. 8 points in the game. Scrum breaks out at the half. Toppin in possession. Sets off on the run. Tackled at the half. Super tackle there. Kevin Ellis. Short side ball. Irwin's away. Sean Irwin feeds Kuwaiti. Kuwaiti hammered. Greg Mackey getting in some defensive work. Ball goes midfield for Crompton. Everybody's overrunning. That's Darren Abram wearing 4. Warrington being pushed back further and further on defence. Abram plays the ball. Tackle's being used up. Yardage is being gained. There's Crompton. Dummy play. Feeds inside. Sean Irwin wearing 3. Goes into the Warrington red zone. Kick time for Oldham then. And there's another ridiculously needless penalty. Well, I'd better be quiet. 2 points will be stuck on the board. Penalties go 9-2. Well, that's one of those penalties that is totally needless. Paul Toppin will not miss. And just to show you how confident I am, I'll write it on my piece of paper. So Oldham should be going in then with a 10 points advantage. Wouldn't have thought from looking at the play there's 10 points in the game. Penalty count, start of the match so far, we've had 11 penalties, 9 of them from the Oldham club. Just for the record, Toppin 15 metres out, about 3 metres to the right of the post as he looks. We are in the 37th minute. Right on the half then, Toppin, he could blow it over. Is successful. Score goes 12 points to 2 in favour of Oldham. So once again, I'll just recap the first half for you. 4 Toppin kicks, a Crompton penalty, a Crompton try, a Davis penalty, results in a 12-2 score. There's your kick. Davis kicks left and long. McAllister on the job. Picks up, returns the kick. There's that confusing play. Lee Penny feels it superbly. Was never given 10. Sets off on the run. Is hammered. Time running out in the first half. Less than 3 minutes. Warrington could do with a converted try. There's Alan Bateman, Welsh international. Warrington been starved of possession and field position. There's Gary Chambers back in the team. Picking up good yards running. Thursfield acting half. There's Greg Mackey. Feeds Shelford. Mike Gregory. No option but to keep hold. Bob Linder in the tackle. Warrington needing any sort of score before the hooter then to keep them in the game. Win Gustin. Mackey switches play. That's Roland Phillips. Phillips attacking a hole. Phillips still alive. Warrington pressing further and further in. Warrington stack up deep right as you would expect. Mackey Jinks takes a tackle from Kuwaiti. Kick time. Is it worth a drop goal? Warrington needs something. Time running out in the first half. Kelly Shelford switches play. Kevin Ellis takes a high shot. Match official has spotted it. Well, that should put 2 points on the board. Nothing malicious in the shots. No need for anyone to get excited about it. 12th penalty then of the first half. Penalties go 9-3. Jonathan Davis electing to try and put the 2 points on the board. Once again, the wind gusting. It's turning around slightly. Maybe just a little bit behind Davis. Still bright sunshine. Not been a lot for either sets of supporters to shout about at the Watershed so far today. It's been technical. It's been in the forwards. Hard craft picking up yardage. Only 1 or 2 electrifying breaks. Now in the last minute in the first half, Warrington's only point so far came in the 13th minute from a Davis penalty. I'm not that confident that I've wrote this one down on this sheet yet. I would expect Davis to be successful. Usual round of Barrakin coming in. Davis as ever taking his time and hits the post. Well, that's why I didn't write it down. Almost a try resulting. Meanwhile, Wally Gibson's away. Super tackle breaking out there. 24 metres from the Oldham line. Nothing, repeat, nothing at this point going Warrington's way. Ball goes midfield. 7 seconds to the hooter on my watch then. Here's Bradbury wearing 14 for the Oldham club. Tackle breaks out midfield involving Mike Gregory. Ball will come our way for Crompton. Releases McAllister, one of the biggest wingers I've ever seen. Taking a big tackle there from Greg Mackey, ex-Hull and Sydney. Ball again, short side. Crompton releases Goodway. Goodway brushing off tacklers. Finally goes down in the tackle. Mackey on the tackle there. Here's Crompton again at the hub of everything. Goes through top in. Wally Gibson in the line. Long and forward pass. David Jones wearing 5 far side. Unable to take that. There's the hooter. Well, what can you say? Nothing went Warrington's way there. Just the 1 try in the 16th minute for Oldham from Martin Crompton. Because it's a half-time score. Oldham 12 and Warrington 2. Well, welcome back to Watershed End for the second half. There we go, there's a restart. Half-time score 12-2 for the home team. Warrington finding themselves a full 10 points down. There's Martin Crompton unloading for Abram. Sun's gone in, wind's dropped a little bit here at Oldham. There's a good tackle in the Oldham red zone. Warrington must score quickly in this second half to get back in the game. There's a big tackle, Gary Chambers, wearing 15, on Paul Topping. There's Bob Lindner, skipper of the Oldham team today. Paul Groves looking for options. Paul Topping gets off a quick kick. Lee Penny comes across, under 21 international fullback, feeds Mark Forster. Mark Forster surrounded by red and white jerseys. The lows for Alan Bateman, Welsh international. Super defence there. Bit of lying on in the tackle. So it's Foster for Shelford. Greg Mackey. Lee Penny in the line. Paul Topping on the tackle, assisted by Paul Groves. Ball goes short side, Roland Phillips attacks the half, unable to get there. Two-man tackle waiting for him. Here's Mackey, looking for runners, finds Kelly Shelford. Shelford cuts inside, releases, super tackle there. Warrington played evades the tackle, it was Paul Cullen. Jonathan Davis looking for space midfield. Warrington coming out then, on the toes, looking lively. Brian Johnson will have read the riot act to his players during the break. Ball rolls safely into touch. So, Oldham on top on all the stats. Scrums, penalties and scores on the board. Scrum count is presently 6-2. Expect it to go 7-2. Just shy of the quarter line then. Scrum count goes 7-2. A strong run from the base of the scrum there. David Jones wearing 5 in possession. There's Martin Crompton. Releases a forward pass. Match official, Bob Lindner, not impressed with that decision. I couldn't tell from my angle. Will be another scrum down. If Warrington were to come up in possession, they would have 6 tackles from within the Oldham red zone. Essential for them to get on the board quickly. Scrum count should go 7-3. There's Mackey, Ellis, runners everywhere. Delayed pass, Paul Williamson. Well, Bradbury comes up in possession wearing 14 for the Oldham club. Oldham starting from deep. Ian Sherratt comes short side. There's a whistle for I don't know what. Not sure what's gone on there. Match official has stopped the clock, has called somebody out for a ticking off. Must have been an off-the-ball incident. Game has been clean, well disciplined so far. We got a potential explosive mix out there on the park. Penalty for the Warrington club then. Jonathan Davis will look to atone for his miss in the 39th minute. Let's have a look. Penalties go 9-4. Difficult kick on a day like this at Watersheddings. Gusting wind from behind the commentary box, slightly right to left. Davis 29 metres out, maybe 13 to the left of the post as he looks. 10 points in the game at this stage in favour of the Oldham team. The Oldham club enjoyed one of the best days in their history against Warrington here last season when Oldham were in the second division, recorded the win in the now defunct Lancashire Cup. Meanwhile, Jonathan Davis looking to bring the game down to 8 points. Looks good from here. Jonathan Davis then is successful in the 44th minute. Score goes 12-4. So we've only had one try this far at Watersheddings. Score now reads 12-4, 8 in the game. There's Paul Cullen taking the ball in goal. Sets off central on the run. Takes a huge tackle from David Bradbury, wearing 14. There's Mark Forster, gone inside off his own wing. Mike Kowitti's got in. Warrington stack up deep right. Short side run, Roland Phillips. Roland Phillips, steamroller in his way through. Broke the advantage line there. Here's Mackey. Greg Mackey switches play. Mike Gregory looking for runners. Nothing doing. Warrington looking at the halfway line then, picking up good yardage with every tackle. There's Shelford. Chips up for Alan Bateman. Bateman takes possession and unloads. Well, there's a ridiculous penalty again. Absolutely no need for that to be given. Whatever. I'm only a commentator, he's a match official, so that's the story. The penalties go 10-4. So Anclap coming in from the left-hand side, where the bulk of the supporters are. There's a good Paul Topping kick for touch. The score remains 12-4. Now in the 46th minute. Paul Groves, that's Saint, instigates proceedings. Here comes David Jones wearing 5. Massive tackle, crash tackle midfield, Gary Chambers. Crompton, Bradbury. Another converted score for Oldham would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. There's Goodway, hammered. Warrington looking that little bit sharper on defence. At this point, penalties being played for lying on, none given. Topping feeds on. Bob Lindner has a hold. Brilliant tackle there. It was Cullen. Meanwhile, Crompton has fed Topping. Long ball for McAllister. McAllister's away. Tackle missed. McAllister goes. McAllister, like a forward, runs like a winger. Picking up good yardage there. Finds himself bustled into touch. Scrum count presently 7-3. Should now go 7-4. Well, Tiny Solomona, who left the park during the first half, has just replaced Andy Goodway. Warrington needs to inject some intensity, some passion into the play. There's Greg Mackey. Alan Bateman, Welsh flyer, as the overlap, cuts inside. I was talking about intensity, there was an example of it. Solomona involved in a tackle there. Lee Penny has gone to acting half. There's a ball for Mike Gregory. Feeds Shelford. Greg Mackey. No work, no ground to work in. Mark Foster attacks the half, gets there. It's looking good for the Warrington club. There's Greg Mackey again. It's John Thursfield, nothing doing. Warrington looking 3 or 4 yards quicker already in this second half. Mackey for Ellis. Ellis for Cullen. Cullen hammered. Looks like an upstairs shot to me. Well, our match officials, having none of it, will award the scrum. We have a blood fin for someone. Warrington's playmaker, midfield general, Andy Gregory leaving the park. You have a look at that play again on your video. Look like a high shot. Will be a scrum down, advantage for Oldham. Scrums go 8-4. Here's Paul Topping. Topping tackled at the half. Well, Bob Jackson, a forward, has come on in place of Greg Mackey. Scrum half. Positional disruption then in the Warrington play. However, score remains 12-4. Oldham have possession. It's Ian Sherratt. Block-busting prop forward here at the Watershed Inns. Thursfield in the tackle. It's Groves for Crompton. Crompton looks for runners. Finds Bob Lindner. Lindner getting nowhere. Clouding over now at the Watershed Inns. Rain on the way. There's Solomona. Oldham slowly but surely getting within striking distance. Here's Crompton. Topping unloads for Kawiti. Oldham have an overlap. Darren Abram unable to get the ball away. It's kick time for Peter Tunks' men. Martin Crompton, that's gone up 200 feet in the air. Lee Penny, 10 out of 10 for him. Super take, sets off on the run. Takes a tackle from Bradbury. Super play there, Lee Penny. Bit of mauling in the tackle, match officials not interested. Paul Williamson attacks the quarter line. Warrington 1 metre within their own red zone. That's Mark Forster. There's Kevin Ellis. Warrington then keeping possession, clearing runs being provided. Here's Paul Cullen. Batters Paul Groves on the run. Excellent run from Paul Cullen there. It is kick time. Jonathan Davis obliges. So here's Wally Gibson then, sprinting hard. Gibson's going. Gibson is going, breaks the half. 10 metres short of the quarter. Tremendous Wally Gibson run. And a try-saving tackle. Oldham are rampant. It's Groves, Kawiti, Crompton. Crompton has Abram outside him. Elects not to release the pass. Here's Kawiti, Solomona. Deep inside the Warrington red zone. Vocals coming in for the home team then. Topping unloads. It's Sean Irwin. There's Bradbury. Backs to the wall defence time. Red line defence being called for now. Brian Johnson's men well on the back foot. There's Sean Irwin causing problems. Oldham giving up yardage that time on that play. It is kick time. It's 12-4. The ball is in the Warrington red zone. Look for Crompton to supply a dropper. No goal, says the match official. Close call there for the Warrington defence. 8 in the game then. Let's have a look at the clock. 51st minute of 80. Gary Chambers then. Solomon in the tackle. There's Mark Foster, yawning gap in front of him. Paul Groves getting in the tackle. Roland Phillips going hard, taking a big tackle there, releases the ball super style. Jonathan Davis, crash tackle upon him, Ian Sherratt. Davis makes the half, plays the ball. Here's Ellis. Ellis goes, picks up 12 metres. Minutes ticking by for the Warrington club, 8 points in the game. Championship winning teams are going to have to come here to Watersheddings and go away with something. Here's Bateman, feeds Foster. Foster jinks past one defender, takes a tackle. Kick time for the Warrington club then. Shelford lifts a midfield bomb. Ball will come down in space. Warrington keeping it alive. That's Jonathan Davis. He goes! And there's a super try. Jonathan Davis putting Warrington back in the game. Have another look at that on your video. That's what Jonathan Davis is all about. In the 53rd minute, Davis scores the try. Malay saw a somewhat innocuous midfield bomb was lifted. I think it was Shelford. Ball was coming down in space. Paul Cullen made a nuisance of himself. Ball ended up in the possession of Jonathan Davis. He was surrounded by defence. They ignored it, scampered in. The game is being closed down. We now have a score of 12-8 with the kick to come. As you can probably hear on the effects mic, Warrington supporters gathered away to our left have found good voice. I have just been saying on this commentary, championship winning teams will have to record wins here at Watersheddings, and there's no easy way to do that. Now then, Jonathan Davis, 10 metres out, about 11 to the left of the post. Immense 2 points if he can put them on the board. Second try of the game coming there in the 53rd of 80 minutes. Davis can close the game right down to 2 points, approaches, and is successful. So there we have it, 54th minute. We have a score, Oldham 12, Warrington 10. Well, we will now have a restart at the half. Ian Sherratt wearing 10 has gone for Oldham. Craig Richards wearing 15 is on. We have 55 of 80 played. We have 2 points in the game. Do not leave your set. Here's Mark Foster attacking the quarter line, gets there big style. Greg Mackey still not back on the park as far as I can see for the Warrington club. Big disruption in personnel. Whatever, 2 points in the game. Is Gary Chambers. Evades. Richards keeps going. Super run Chambers there. He has not enjoyed being out of the first time with his rib injury. Wants to keep his shirt and he's showing it. Roland Phillips going hard, going central. Now Mark Foster's picked up a knock below us for the Warrington club. It's Shelford. It's Cullen. It's a break across the half. The ball is within the Oldham half of the field. Deepening gloom now at Watersheddings. Mike Gregory puts in a grubber kick. It ends up in the possession of David Jones wearing 5. Here's Lindner. Have a look at seasoned Australian international forward there. Here's Crompton. Feeds for Darren Abram. Super defence there. Paul Cullen yet again. There's Groves for Solomona. Solomona tackled immediately. From what you can see on your screens now, Warrington's tackling 50% sharper than it was. Here's Bradbury, hammered. Well, there's a whistle for a high shot, one which I didn't see. First penalty we've had for a while. Penalties go 11-4 in favour of the home team. I'm looking round the players on the park in the green and white. No Greg Mackey. I can't see him on the bench on the far side. Would assume he's been rolled away for stitches or something. Well, I'm informed by Dave on lenses that Greg Mackey's in fact lay down on the pitch in front of the Warrington dugout. Would hope that Mackey can get back onto the park. Meanwhile then, Topping, 9 metres inside the Warrington half, maybe 10 to the right of the post as he looks. For the moment the wind has dropped. Difficult penalty. There is a gusting wind. Would put Oldham into a 4-point lead then if it went over. We're in the 57th of 80, approaching three-quarter time. At this point, 2 points only in the game. So Topping, we've had 4 Topping kicks so far, successes. Strikes well. Goes wide. Well, there's a let-off then for the Warrington club. They will get the restart at the quarter, finding themselves still 2 points in the game. So Davis will restart at the quarter line. Will drop long and central. Ball comes down in space. Wally Gibson leaves the ball for Topping to take. Topping hammered immediately. Attacks the half. Goes down a metre shy. There's Groves for Richards. Craig Richards then, first run. Richards pushed backwards. 3 Warrington tacklers at him, involving Mike Gregory and Alan Bateman. It's Groves for Crompton. For Kuwiti. For Crompton. Super handling move. Bob Linder unloads. Wally Gibson goes. Throws inside. Anywhere ball. Possession for Brian Johnson's wire. Touch judges raised the flag. Not sure what for. Warrington do not need to concede a penalty there. I've got a feeling there might have been a bit of off-the-ball obstruction. Penalties currently 11-4 in favour of the Oldham club. Well, touch judges are there to spot things that referees miss. Paul Cullen's getting spoken to. I believe the penalty will go to Oldham. Well, just when you think the tide's turning, there's a penalty for something or other. Warrington on the back foot again. I doubt whether Topping will try the conversion from there. So Topping picks up 7 metres from his right foot, kicks the ball over the Victorian stand opposite us. Groves restarts. It's Crompton. Warrington need red line defence time again. Charlie McAllister causing problems midfield. Oldham looking to launch Craig Richards. Richards in possession, but plus 1 tackle. Just 11 metres from the Warrington line then. 4 tackles in hand. Red line defence called for. Ball goes right. Crompton releases Kuwiti. Massive tackle supplied there by somebody or other. Can't see a number. Roar coming out from the Oldham supporters. Tackles being used up. Warrington's defence holding at this point. There's Crompton. Releases Bradbury. Bradbury goes strong and central. Goes down a metre short. It's kick time. Kick time then. Just a few feet to go. Oldham trying to create the space for the drop goal attempt. Well, look at that for a defensive effort. 6 tackles withstood there from within the red zone. You can't ask for more than that. Lee Penny's up on a clearing run. The game is getting hot. Lee Penny playing the ball. There's a long risky ball. Alan Bateman looks for Forster. Forster with red shirts in front of him. Finds space. Bateman goes. Alan Bateman is away. Feeds Kevin Ellis. Have a look at this. Kelly Shelford breaks the quarter. What a superb breaking rugby league attack there. Have another look at that. Tremendous cover defence. Try-saving tackle from Kuwiti. Warrington pressing hard. Kevin Ellis feeds Kelly Shelford. Kelly Shelford takes a tackle from Solomona. At last at Watersheddings, the game is coming to life. There's Mackey back on the park. I didn't see him sneak on. Paul Cullen takes a tackle from Lindner. Unloads the ball. That is Williamson. Cutting back inside. There's an anywhere ball. Chambers gets on the end of it. Warrington keeping it alive, great style. Mike Gregory has a go. Roland Phillips. Roland Phillips bust tackles. Warrington then. Green lights are flashing for a change. Pressing hard, that's Mackey. The ball is in goal. Try is awarded, but that is a marvellous try after concerted Warrington pressure. That try was earned the hard way in the 62nd minute. I'm going to put my cameraman on the spot. Who was it? Thank you to Dave on cameras. Jonathan Davis with his second try. I'll get my breath back. You saw there a length of the field attack. That move started in the Warrington red zone. Alan Bateman made the incisive break after the pass from Mark Foster. Warrington got inside the Oldham red zone. Ball went back and two across the field. Everybody had a touch. Mackey finally put the kick in goal, and Jonathan Davis got his second try in the 62nd minute. From the many travelling Warrington supporters, still only 2 points in the game. I don't know what Brian Johnson said to his players at half-time, but it did the trick. Here's Mark Forster, had a hand in that try you've just enjoyed. Attacks the quarter, gets there, good style, and picks up meters. Lee Penny, acting half. Lee's off on the run, Cullen shouts for the ball. Lee Penny goes central, and he's then dumped. Cowitti involved in the tackle. Roland Phillips attacks the advantage line, unable to get the ball away. Had 3 tries now in this game. Second half miles better than the first half for the viewer. Well, there's a needless penalty conceded there again. Match official is actually correct. Penalties go 13-4. Roland Phillips a culprit then. We have a substitution taking place. Not sure who's coming and going. Substitution within the Oldham team. David Bradbury's off the park, wearing 14. Go on, who's coming back on? Somebody or other. So Toppin kicks long, picks up big meters from his right boot there. Once again, it's red line defence time. 6 tackles from within the red zone. Slender 2-point lead for Brian Johnson's troops. 5 tackles to go from within the red zone. There's McAllister. He goes central, nothing doing. Look at the clock. 65 of 80 play. Crompton, dummy play with Solomona. Releases Goodway. There's a big run. Abram almost away there. Run from dummy half. 3 Warrington tacklers put a stop to that. Oldham using up tackles, have field position. 2 points in the game, that's Gibson. Solomoni takes a pop-up pass. All hands on deck in the Warrington defence. Red line defence once again, keeping Oldham out. There's Gibson. Releases a super long ball for Bob Lindner. There's a yawning overlap. Oldham must score. Possession is coughed up. Well, I tell you what, it was easier to score than not score there. Bit of kerfuffle in the far corner, results in a dropout from under the post. The many, and I mean many, Warrington supporters under that end of the ground, not impressed. 2 tries from Jonathan Davis for the Warrington club, 1 from Crompton for the Oldham club. 66 minutes, Oldham 12, Warrington 14. You couldn't ask for more than is being supplied now on this Micron video production tape. Davis drops long and central. Andy Goodway off on a run, takes the first tackle. All the play is within the Warrington half of the field. Just 2 points in the game. Mike Gregory involved in a tackle there. Oldham trying everything, including the kitchen sink. Unable to break the defensive line this far in. There's Gibson for Craig Richards. Craig Richards brings a big load with him, put away there. Paul Groves acting half for Crompton. Crompton should look for Lindner. Releases Lindner. Lindner going central. Bob Lindner being well watched by the Warrington forwards. Tackles being used up. Ball in the red zone. 2 in the game. Wally Gibson coughs up possession. Lee Penny's off on the run. Lee Penny sprinting cross field. Lindner's got him. Super Rugby League there. Oldham guilty though, it's got to be said. Coughing the ball up when on attack. Huge relief for the Warrington defence. Oldham's tacklers getting up amazingly quickly, shall we say. There's Mark Forster taking a high shot. Match officials quite happy. Look at the clock again, 68 of 80, 12 minutes to go, 2 in the game. Warrington on the back foot in possession. Williamson picking up meters central. Kick time for the Warrington club. Look for Davis to supply a range finder. Kick straight at the Oldham defender. McAllister lets the ball go out on the roll. Will result in a scrum down. Well, Warrington have got in the position they are in now the hard way. It's been all defence. 1 or 2 electric breaks. Let's have a look at the scrum counts. Scrums presently 8 to 4. Expect them to go 9 to 4. Untidy scrummage. Results in possession for the Oldham club. It's 9-4 on the scrum count. Big overlap right below us. Oldham are at it again. Well, there's 3 times in 10 minutes when attacks have been in motion. The ball's been coughed up. Another scrum then. Advantage for the green and whites, the Warrington club. So the scrum forming right in front of our commentary position. I'll get up off the camera box and stand up. Roland Phillips is going for a 10-minute breather. Bob Jackson back on the park wearing 8. Phillips wearing 15 off. So Greg Mackey then right below us, feeding the scrum. Takes possession. Bateman goes central. Last-ditch tackle there. Scrum's 9-5 on my count. High shot, Greg Mackey. Match official spots it. That's a bad one as well. You could see Greg Mackey's jaw twisted round. Nothing malicious, I would hasten to add. Once again, the game has been disciplined. That's 2 weeks running now. Greg Mackey's been in the wars. Penalties, 13 to 5 for the Oldham club. It's Solomona being summoned to the headmaster's study. He will go through the motions of acting innocent. The referee will go through the motions of warning him, then we'll get on with the game. Oldham supporters below our commentary position, just congratulating Greg on his hit. So Jonathan Davison will attempt to put 2 more points on the board. Penalties read 13-5. I hope you can pick up some of the comments from the Oldham faithful on our effects, Mike. They are humorous in the extreme. Meanwhile, Davis, 32 metres out, 12 metres in from the right-hand touch line. Score reading now, Oldham 12, Warrington 14. Less than 9 minutes separating Warrington from a hard-earned away Stones Bitter Championship win. Your commentator has got a bet on the wire to win the league at odds of 400 to 1, so I'm hoping that this ball was straight between the uprights. Davis approaches, strikes it well, just drifts away to the left, disappears over the double-decker stand. Score remains 12-10. The footnote to that particular play is Warrington get possession back, so the player is still punished for the transgression. Toppin drops out from the quarter line, long and central. Here it is, Greg Mackey, Lee Penny. Penny looks for runners, nobody available, takes a tackle. Look at the clock, less than 8 minutes. Ball goes short side, Mark Forster off his own wing. Foster still going, attacking half, super effort there. Topping in the tackle. There's Chambers, Gary Chambers going central. Unloads great style, that's Thursfield. Looking for runners, none forthcoming. Mike Gregory will go to acting half. Thursfield gets up somewhat groggily. Here's Jackson, attacking the whole midfield. Jackson almost away, looks for runners, finds Thursfield again. Thursfield almost away. Kelly Shelford goes to acting half. Ball's coming our way, here's Mackey. Gregory. Mike Gregory finds half a yard. Mike Gregory has been recalled to the GB squad. That's given a lift to everybody at Wilderspool. Cullen Shelford, ball needs to be lifted. Mike Gregory puts the ball in goal. It's a foot race. Ball's kicked out on the full there by the Oldham defence. Don't want to tempt Providence after the tragedy at Headingley, but Warrington then inching closer to a good away win. So Topping will drop long and central from underneath the crossbar. There's a ball kicked towards us. Greg Mackey fields the ball safely. Here's Welsh flyer, Alan Bateman. Bateman going central, Solomona in the tackle. Thursfield acting half. There's Chambers. Chambers fighting for the quarter line, unable to get there. Warrington stack up deep right. Expect the ball to come our way. Expect the commentator to be wrong. It's Jackson. Jackson almost away. Warrington on the surge then. Green lights flashing. Warrington on attack. Here's Mackey. Here's Ellis. Here's a high shot. No reaction. Ellis plays the ball. Here's Shelford. Shelford throws in field. Warrington have coughed it up. It's in and out. It's everywhere. Paul Cullen's attacking the try line. Well, the bounce of the ball going Warrington's way there. Shelford, there's a huge overlap. Shelford scores the try. Well, it was a scrappy effort. We are in the 74th of 80 minutes and Shelford breaks the game.
Try scorer for Warrington, number 13, Kelly Shelford.
So then, Kelly Shelford there, putting the Warrington club 18-12 in front. Less than 4 minutes on my clock. Time to start thinking about man of the match for both teams. Is Bateman. Bateman sprinting hard, straight into Paul Groves. I'm just looking around the field. Paul Cullen's left the field. Thursfield going central there. Warrington must. 5 drives, keep it tied in, supply the kick. Sanderson's back on the field wearing 12 for Cullen, who was wearing 11. Now wearing a big smile. So here we go, Kevin Ellis acting half. Ellis goes away on a short run, makes the halfway line. Ellis will play the ball for Thursfield. Here's Gary Sanderson. I'm looking at the Warrington team list for the man of the match. Everyone's been outstanding today. There's a comedy play. Linesman indicates there should be a penalty awarded against the Warrington club, which there is. Look at the penalty count. Penalties 14-5. Warrington winning the game in the face of adversity. Still thinking about a man of the match. Difficult to do so, but an all-round effort for the Oldham club. I've been well impressed with Tiny Solomona. Meanwhile, here's Goodway. Score reading 12-18. Still time for Oldham to square the game. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Here's Kuwiti. Unloads for Lindner. Unloads for Goodway. Red line defence time for the Warrington club again. It's Crumpton. Solomona going central. Well met Jackson in the tackle. Here's Gibson going central, going hard. Lee Penny involved in the tackle. If Oldham get 4 on the board and convert, they can draw the game. Solomona. It is kick time for the Oldham club. 93 seconds on the clock to go. Crumpton, a comedy play there. Will be a rollover. Big respite for the Warrington club. Should be able to run the clock down from there. So far, Oldham, I will pick out as their man of the match, Tiny Solomona. He has worked tirelessly, putting his head in. For the Warrington club, still can't make my mind up. Mike Gregory, 3 Oldham players, yards offside. Match official not interested. Clock running down, but in the last minute. It's 12-18. There's a clearing run to the quarter line. There's Kevin Ellis, breaks the quarter line, takes a tackle from Gibson. Andy Goodway comes in with a late and needless hit and leaves Ellis feeling somewhat winded. Here's Gary Chambers, has been outstanding all afternoon. Chambers plays the ball. Look for the kick from Shelford. Shelford obliges, kicks central. Look at the clock. 12 seconds of normal time remaining. Warrington's defensive chase needs to make the kick count, and just has. We've got a bit of an off-the-ball kerfuffle there. Never mind, game's going on. There's David Jones. Super tackle upon David Jones there. Kevin Ellis. Here's Craig Richards, bringing a full load again. And hammered. Look at the clock. 13 seconds injury time being played. Here's Martin Crompton. Wally Gibson cropping up in the line. Big run central. Andy Goodway. Gregory in the tackle. This one of the hardest grounds in the Rugby League to achieve a win. Warrington look like so doing. There's Greg Mackey cleaning up at the back. Goes away on the run. Is promptly hammered by Darren Abram. Mackey plays the ball. Mike Gregory's away. Solomona in the tackle. Cheap shots applied. Touch judges spotted it. Not seen many of them this afternoon. Yellow card offence there. I better be quiet. Don't want to preempt the referee's decision. Penalties go 14-6. Still can't pick out a man of the match for the Warrington club, so it would have to be the man who put them all out there in the first place, Brian Johnson. Meanwhile, Jonathan Davis will kick for touch. Clock ticking on and on. Now had 70 seconds of injury time. Warrington supporters beginning to celebrate away to our left. Next up for the Warrington club, a trip to the Boulevard. Put your seat on that. And the coach for that will be a crunch of a game. Here's Forster, wearing 2. There's the hooter. Warrington's players show their elation. What an hard-earned victory that has been. 3 tries for the Warrington club, 2 for Davis, 1 for Shelford. 3 successful Davis kicks. Final score reads Oldham 12, Warrington 18. I have said a couple of times during this commentary that championship winning teams will have to come to the watershed-ins. It's a hard place to record a win. They have done it today. They now go 3-1 in the Stones Bitter Championship. Just 1 winning game behind the leaders. Warrington's players will enjoy the winning pay, and now coming back to salute the fans who have journeyed to the outskirts of Lancashire. I'm Bill Stewartson. I've thoroughly enjoyed bringing you this commentary. There you see on your screens Warrington's players showing how much they value the support. If you've never been to Wilderspool to witness Pro Rugby League, or any other ground to witness Pro Rugby League, it's time you did. Look at those